2020 vision, I want all the loot. I'm talking Beamer all clean, fit too mean, finger all shiny on my baby's diamond ring. I was on a high till I caught onto the scene. Swear I lost my heart when I fell in love with things. Rookie year went broke like Jalen Rose. Got the price, sold my soul to the things I own. Switched up, locked in and got my mind right. Prioritizing, got my business and my time right. Wristwatch, no TikTok, you know the crown.
You know what time it is. It's BBS Boys Detroit time. Now, this is the time where you go call up and text and message everybody that you know and tell them that BBS Boys Detroit is on Vent Radio Network right now. And you can see the show live right now on YouTube, the Vent Radio channel on YouTube. You can go to Twitch. You can go to Vent Radio on Twitch. You can go to Twitter. You can go to Vent Radio on Twitter. You can go to Mixcloud. On Mixcloud, we are Vent Radio 313. Did I hit them all? Or, of course, you go to our official website, ventradio.net. Or if you riding in your car, doing whatever you're doing, or somebody's driving in their car and they want to hear it, tell them to go download the TuneIn app. TuneIn. And on TuneIn, search Vent Radio. All right? Let's get off into it.
Yo, what up, y'all? Good to see y'all out there, or good to hear from y'all, whatever it may be. But this is your host, E-Dub, double E, whatever y'all want to call it, y'all. BBS Boys Detroit, we up in the house. I'm riding a little solo right now. Got my man Glenn in here, working that board for us like he always does. Much appreciated. And until my partners come and ride on with me, man, I think somebody will be here shortly. But at any rate, I want to give a shout out to my fellow BBS Boys Detroit, my man Tony Tone, Sonny Mac, DJ Tone, nephew Brent, K Boogie, and my man Buck. Welcome them all to the show. Oh, just speaking of my man Tony Tone, right up in the house, man. What's up, bro? Yeah. Show number 10, y'all. We getting it in. I think the last show was pretty interesting. We talked a lot about, manning up and what it takes to be a man. And Glenn stepped out there on the limb a little bit, and he said, come back to the next show and define for me what a father means. What is the definition of the word father? You know what I'm saying? So I took that opportunity, and I went out there and did that. But I want y'all to chime in at 248-429-7224 and join in on this conversation, because we're going to have a good one today again. We like to have fun up here on BBS Boys Detroit every week. Not only talking about the vehicles and what we do as far as restoring these old cars and all things like that, but we also like to talk about topics that may interest folks. Until we get into later in a few months, we'll be bringing on some black businesses and like to support them. Because again, BBS, Black Business Services, that's what it's all about, baby. So once again, shout out to my man Tony Tone. I see you masked up, man.
Yeah, man. I think a little bug is floating around here. I just want to make sure I don't give it to my brother.
Yes, I got you, man. I appreciate that. A lot of things are going on out here right now, but I want to get to this here topic right quick before we start talking about these cars, because it's been fresh on my mind, considering that I'm sitting amongst two great fathers, and then I'm a father myself, and I'd like to really talk about that, the definition of the word father. And I'm going to throw out to you what it says in the dictionary, okay? This is what it says in the actual dictionary. It said, one who originates or institutes. To be the founder, producer, or author of. To accept responsibility for. Now that's deep. That's deep, man, because people, when you really ask somebody out on the street what it means to be a father, you're gonna get everything but any of this. It's interesting. It's very interesting, man. And the reason why I say that it's interesting is because being a father myself, I am the one who originates what happens in my household and with my children.
That's real talk.
I am the founder of my bloodline, so I'm doing what I can with my boys to make sure that I'm a founder of their purpose.
Right. And
not only that, standing up for my own purpose. Then also, I am the author of my steps, whatever.
Yeah,
I'm the author of what happens for me and my children and my household, right? So I write that. I'm the one who's living that, so I write that. And then, last but not least, I take total responsibility for my household and my actions and everything that I do as well. So I want y'all to chime in on that and tell me what y'all think. Because Glenn, that was phenomenal to even leave us with that last week. So I didn't really start looking at it until 2 days ago. I said, let me check this out because that was interesting.
Glenn always leaving us with something.
Yeah, man. But that's knowledge. You know what I mean? That's knowledge. And so when he did that, I was like, man, he on to something right there.
Yep.
You know?
Well, you know, if you're not doing that, then what are you doing?
Exactly.
If we sitting around in this studio, professing to be men, number one,
right,
manning up, right,
and men who want to make a difference with our people and young men and young women, if we're not engaging in conversation that can potentially make us better, then what the hell are we doing?
Right.
And you know, we are so miseducated in this country,
right,
that words we use every day on a daily basis, we may be using them out of context only because we don't understand.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't have the knowledge.
Meaning.
Right. That's somebody that told you that's what it is, and you didn't look it up for yourself. So I want you to chime in on that, man. Give me some thoughts about what I just read here.
You know what? It's real deep. It's deep. What I got out of that is you're pretty much writing your own book. And what I mean by writing your own book is you're writing the steps you take, the how can I say, the things you put in front of people. You're writing you're making your own steps, and you're leaving your path where people can see exactly what you're doing. And just looking at your family, seeing how your boys is brung up.
Right.
My daughters, how they bring it, how they was brought up.
Right.
And it's just from them you can see how I lead my family. The same as you, E.
Right, and how you treat your spouse. Because
absolutely,
I'm gonna take this from somebody who's very intelligent. They said, "Happy spouse, happy house."
Oh, that sounds like my wife.
Oh yeah, that's where it came from.
Sound like my wife.
Very much intelligent. When you hit me with that one, I was like, you know what? So, you know, the last episode to me was one of our better episodes. We talked about a lot of different things, but we also talked about being a man and what that means. And now that you have the definitions of a father, you know what that really means. And I really challenge folks to go out there and look at it, and particularly the men, look at it, and then, you know, like we said last show, man up.
Well, for people who may or may not have got that definition, I want to put it real plain. The word father simply means to take something further. So if you have a son, your obligation to your son is to push him further. And that simplifies it. So if you look at that word all the way around and just remember what your job is as a father, it becomes very simple. You know, because oftentimes I hear people talk about how great their stepdad was in their life, right?
Yeah.
Or how great, or how ungreat their stepfather was in their life.
Right. Go both ways.
Yeah, real talk.
It goes both ways.
Right.
That's right.
But when the man understands what his job is, he's more apt to be able to do it.
Yeah.
See, because what have we been taught? Well, our father is the man who laid down with our mother and impregnated her.
Right.
That's what we've been taught.
Right.
But then we'll say, "Our Father who art in heaven." Well, what's really the difference? If you think about it. Because you've committed to your Father in heaven just because you committed. Just because someone said it was the right thing to do. Right?
Yeah.
Is that not right?
That's right.
That's right.
So if you can commit to something because of those reasons, what's the problem with committing to a man that's in your life that you see every day that's doing the best that he can to make sure that he helps you to move your life further. I put the question out there. Where's the difference?
And a lot of times, man, these guys, they want to do their own thing. They don't want to follow a father figure.
I get that. But
and they want to do their own thing because they feel that they know more than the father.
But, okay, that's true as well. But when we don't understand what the mission is,
that's it.
It's not just them.
Right. So you have to
It's us
you have
too
to
now.
dig
It's
within.
us too.
Yeah, you got to
That's
dig
right. It's
within
us
and
too.
find
That's right.
what your purpose is and
That's right.
what's being brought in front
That's
of
right.
you.
Yeah,
You have to seek it out yourself. Anybody can tell you anything.
A lot of kids come up with, well, my father is the person who leads my family and my household.
Mm-hmm.
We do what he says. We don't do things that'll upset him because he's simply our father.
Our father.
And oftentimes, the father feels like, well, you better do what I tell you because I'm your father.
And that's it, because that's
And
the
that's
title.
it.
Because that's what he's been,
been taught.
yeah.
Exactly.
So and it comes down here. But again, that's why I said, seek it out for yourself. Go read the definitions. Go understand what it is instead of somebody like I can sit up and walk out this door right now and walk down the street and run to a bunch of. I'm the king. I'm the king. I'm the king of all of this.
Right.
And then and I say that every day to some kids 2 and 3 years old. What they gonna start calling me? The king.
Well, Donald Trump did it to more than half the nation.
Exactly.
Yeah, he
So
did.
you know what I'm saying? So
Yes, he did.
But see, when you understand things from a different perspective, then you may have either not had the courage to look at because you didn't want, it's all kind of things that we just say, you know what, I'm going to disregard that because I was raised like this.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that don't make your parents bad people. It could simply mean they didn't know.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But if a father's job is to take his children further,
And
Mhm.
teach him.
well, isn't the goal to really make the child better than he was? Isn't that?
That's the goal.
That
That
is
is
Right.
the goal.
Yeah. You
That
cannot
is the goal.
continue to be a product of your environment.
That is the goal.
Because a lot of people are subject to that. They become a product of the environment. Like that father who you just spoke of, maybe that's how his father did him. But you're supposed to break that chain somewhere along the way. And like you just said, make that young man better than what you were.
Yeah.
Because you've had those life experiences.
That's right.
You've been through all of that. So why would you want them to go down that same path? You steer them away from that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
But it's always we're always with youth because of their youth. We're always going to find a reason as to why they're not doing something in the way that they should be doing it or appropriately. But it's due to youth.
yeah.
Because you have to look back at yourself, before you discipline, you first need to think back to when
Hey,
you were
when
that
you were
age
doing it. Yeah.
Right.
and the things that you did.
Yeah.
And then you can come up with a better form of discipline
For your own children.
for your own children.
True.
That's
You know
true.
what I mean? Because for a long time, to a lot of black people, all the father really meant was somebody to whoop their ass.
Mm-hmm. And
When
it
they
was
got
just about
wrong.
discipline.
That's
That's
right.
it.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was all it was.
It was like, well, he didn't spend any time playing catch
None of that.
with the kid.
Yeah.
But as soon as the kid got in trouble, he was there
To do that.
with the
discipline.
with the belt.
And sometimes
discipline.
it was mama saying, when daddy come home, he gon' do whatever. Now I didn't experience that because I didn't have
Yeah, but guess what?
I didn't have a father. So
Guess what?
you know,
But mama was saying that because that's what she
she's
was
supposed
taught to
to
say.
exactly.
Let
That's
your
what I'm
daddy
saying.
handle that.
9
Product
times
of
out
your
of 10,
family.
daddy was probably whooping on her too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See what I'm
that's
saying?
true. That's
You
true.
know.
But we have to look these issues straight in the face
Yes.
if we gonna get better about
That's
it.
and talk about them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like I was just mentioning, I didn't have a father figure in the household. My older brother, which is a year and 7 months older than me, was like a father figure.
But did he
because
take you further?
He did. He
There it
did.
is.
He
There
did.
it
He
is.
did.
There
And
it
so
is.
and so in some instances, You got to get it, and it got to come from here, whatever you trying to seek out and try to be as an individual person. And you can't just say, oh, I didn't have this, or I did, or he did that. And when it comes to a point in your life where you determine what you're going to have for yourself and what you're going to do. Now, some people say, well, I'm a victim of a circumstance. That's because you let your, we all are. But that's what people say. So you can't become one of those people who sit idle because something happened to you. You got to move forward. Join the conversation, y'all. 248-429-7224. That's right, 248-429-7224. I'm your host, E-Dubs, double E, whichever one y'all want to call me. But at any rate, y'all, we want to get this conversation going on now about these cars. I just wanted to jump off into that, man.
Ooh, that was deep. I love that.
That's the kind of stuff, man, we trying to motivate men and just people in general to be, be straightforward. And like we just said last time, I'm going to have to, do something about that. But I think man up is going to be my word through 2022, man, for just things in general. So I want to pose this question to you, the car lovers out there, man. Now, if you had to choose, and I'm talking about these old school cars, when you restore one, and you wanted to take a road trip, would you take your coupe or would you take your four-door? And then which car would you drive? Is it dependent on where you're going? And I'm talking about a road trip, not just in the state. It could be in the state, but it could be a 2-hour drive somewhere. Because Michigan is big, so we can go way up somewhere and way down somewhere. It doesn't matter. But I would like to know, what car would you choose to drive on a road trip like that? And then for the ladies, I know ladies out there are starting to listen. I want to give y'all some advice too. So when you give us a call in, I want to talk to you guys about purchasing a vehicle and going by yourself, how you shouldn't do that, and the reasons why behind that. Because some things you might want to know about a vehicle and and the questions you may need to ask before you venture out and say, well, I'm going to just go to this car dealership. I saw this car. We hear us talking about these Mercedes and these, BMWs and stuff like that, and you might want to jump out there and get one.
may just take advantage of it.
There you go.
He might take advantage of it.
Yeah, that's right. Easily. They'll easily take advantage of it, especially if you don't know what's going on. And not only that, he's going to try to charm you. He's going to try to charm you.
So something you don't need.
Right. There you go. You need all these extras in the car. And then with financing, people don't understand. The salesman makes his money by adding on all that stuff.
Ooh, say it again.
He adds on a lot of different things, and that's how he gets his commission. Plus the number of vehicles that he sells. So it's a lot of interesting things that we can talk about. So
they're not paying us. I got to take
you got to take that off. I go naked water bottles.
Yeah, you see what we got to go naked. They're not paying us.
So here's another question from my car lovers out there. I want you to answer this one too.
Go ahead.
All right. Inside your whip, what is your choice of fragrance inside your car? See, a lot of people, we talk about everything with the car. Like, I want my car to smell good when I get in it. So sometimes you may see anywhere in my car around the steering column, I may have 3 or 4 trees, those car trees. Yeah. I have them sitting in there. I like vanilla, but I also like jasmine. So I like to hang those in there. Or, you can get those little them things that you open and they got the scent coming out the can. I put those up under the seat. So what is your preference?
My preference?
Yeah.
Man, that new car smell.
You like the new car smell?
God, man. If I could have that through all my cars, I would take it.
They don't. The thing about it, they don't last long. You know what I mean? They don't last long at all.
I'm working on a new fragrance for the cars. Would y'all like to know what it is?
What is it called? Vintage. Vintage G.
Her thong.
Oh man, that is hilarious.
Look, you don't have to keep buying them. You just get you one pair and you throw them up under the passenger seat.
I don't know about that. You know what kind of passengers we have in the car now. We talked about that last show.
She said that's for you guys to leave them passenger seats in your car.
Okay.
Yeah, that new car smell is the one, man.
That's the one for you.
Once it wear off, I gotta go black ice, man.
Black ice?
Black
ice is pretty sweet. That lasts a little while longer too. Black ice is pretty cool.
You know what else I do?
What's that?
I open up the black ice, I hang the tree up, and then I leave the paper out so it can air out too.
You leave the paper air out?
What?
up, though? Thank you for calling in BBS Boys Detroit. You got E-Double on the line, sitting here with my man Tony Tone and Glenn. What's on your mind, baby?
What's up, E-Double?
What's going on?
Son Mac.
Hey, that's Sonny Mac, man.
What up,
What's
Mac?
going on with y'all?
We good, man.
good,
We good.
I'm so glad his car got through tonight.
Hey, tell Glenn, I like that thong. I like that.
Sonny Mac like
Sonny
that.
Mac, I'm working on that, man, diligently.
You gonna have it out
Well,
before the spring.
hey,
Before the spring.
If you need any help, Glenn, I'll come in with you on that. I like that. I think that'll be a great seller.
Okay.
So, Mac, while I got you on the phone, man, I got two questions I posed out there to the general public, and we just talked about it a little bit. So, you didn't answer this one yet, though. I talked about long-distance driving. And if you had a preference to drive long distance, would you pull out four-door? Would you pull out a two-door? What would you ride, and why would you ride it? Would you drive a Beamer? Would you drive a Benz? Which one would be your preference to take a long road trip?
Me, man, I'm going new school because I baby my old cars.
Okay.
So
you wouldn't even put on the road.
I feel that.
Yeah, I'm going new school just because I want to pull up somewhere and let you look at my car. I don't really want to drive it 4 hours.
I got you.
You know, for the wear and tear.
Yeah,
you know,
them cars, they've done their time, right? So it's like put them on the trailer and let's take them somewhere and let folks in.
Well, you know, I'm the guy they talk about. I'm the trailer queen. I trailer it.
Okay.
So
I feel you on that.
That's just with the old schools, you know. I'd rather take a new school. I trailer the old school if it's the event, you know. Mm-hmm. But I really rather not drive it if it's a couple hours away. I rather trailer it.
Right. And full disclaimer out there for those who are listening, that's not because the car can't do it, because all our cars, we put them through all this immaculate work to get them up to standard and so that they drive them
Detroit to New York in the car and back.
And you ain't going to see no leaking, oil leaks, all that kind of stuff. That's not the case. He's simply choosing to not want to put the mileage on the car or everything else, and he's going to trailer the car because it's there for show. Now, here's the other question for you, man. Yep. Yeah. And here's the other question for you, man. We was talking about smell goods in the car, and that's when you heard the thong. You heard that. That's when you heard that. But what's your preference for smell goods in the car? And then also, let's talk about the dashboard. And people don't understand, when we talked about a couple episodes ago about cleaning up the car, washing it down and stuff like that. But we didn't really talk about dashboard care and what you should put on there so that you can keep that dashboard from cracking from the sun and all that kind of stuff. So hit us up with that, Mac. What you think about, first of all, the fragrance, and then what else is going on with the interior?
I agree with Tony Tone. I like a cherry. It's a cherry smell, but I also like the new car smell. It don't last long.
Well, I knew you was gonna say something cherry. Look at the red. Look, come on now. Yeah, so that's it's gonna be some kind of cherry red or something up in there. And then go ahead.
As far as the inside, people need to understand. You can't go outside too many times without putting lotion on your body.
True.
So you got to treat the car the same. The car is the same way, man. It's leather. It's the dashboard. All that cracking. Yeah, you got to put on it to.
That's like putting lotion on a bull.
Yeah, you got to moisturize.
Yeah. Say lotion on your body.
Yeah,
and
just like
translated to the car.
Yeah,
but that's so true.
I mean,
it is. It's true.
You have to, man. I don't think people realize that. They be wondering. So why is it cracking and why is this? Well,
that's
it's
right.
The same way. Reason why your ankles ask you.
Right. Yeah, that's true. So so I'm gonna use that same analogy though on the wheels. You got to treat those wheels. That rubber got to have some kind of treatment. I mean, people just think it's just for the shine. But you got to put that stuff on there just to keep the tire from hardening and drying out, right?
Right. And, it's products out there. Tell people to hit us up. I don't want to scream no names because we ain't getting no endorsement money.
Yeah.
But it's plenty of products out there for your dashboard, for your instrument, your instrument cluster. It's products for your wheels to take care of them. Not like you said, not just for the shine. It's for to keep your tire. You might. I don't know how long you keep your tires, but say you just keep a average, I say 5,000, 10,000 miles on your tires. Well, if you put certain products on them, you can keep them longer than that.
Okay, because they won't dry rot and stuff like that. Yeah,
they're gonna dry out. They're gonna, it ain't always just about the tread wear. Right. It's about the sidewall too.
Right.
I just steal the olive oil out the kitchen and just use it up. I got tired of paying all that money for these little bottles and stuff. I just say, you know what? This look kind of shiny.
Hey, son, while I got you on the phone, man, I was going to bring this up later, but while I got you on the phone before we let you go, tell folks how important it is to have wheel locks. And then I prefer myself, I don't put just one wheel lock on there. I put maybe at the minimum 2. But if I can, I'll put all of the lugs. They're going to all be locks.
What?
And the reason being is because...
You paranoid.
I'm paranoid. But those wheels cost a lot of money, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then...
that's a good idea. It's a good thing to do. I'm with you. I mean, because they sell them that way on Amazon and eBay, you can get all your lugs are locks.
Yeah.
That's the new thing anyway.
Right.
So, you can get the $20 one lock, but they done figured that out already. They know how to get them off real quick.
Yeah.
So all it's really doing is trying to deter or slow the thief up. That's all. Because anything can be stolen.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm all about slowing them down so I can use my own alarm. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Let me ask you guys a question. As an organization, what is the feasibility of you guys opening a detail shop?
Well,
I think that's a great idea. The problem would be the knowledge we got. We all got different jobs. I guess we could train somebody, but that would be the biggest problem is who's going to do the detailing. Yeah, who's going to do the detailing.
And like to our conversation earlier, the youngins don't want to listen. Yeah. It's going to be hard to find somebody that's going to be, because we can find a youngin, but is he going to really do it the way that we would want it to expect it?
I guess the real question is, where's the clone machine so we can clone us? That's the real question.
Right.
You know
because
what I mean?
It's kind of to Glenn's question. I always wanted a car wash, but once I figured out I got to be there to run it, I'm in trouble. Because I got other jobs. It's just hard to.
Yeah, it's not
nobody's going to run it like you.
I have one, and it's not. It's not easy to run. I mean, employee turnover is big. So.
Oh heck
yeah.
But
and on the business tip, while we talk about that, as of right now, being a previous business owner myself, and you currently are, and you are, it's hard to leave what you call your baby in the hands of somebody else, and you done built that up, and they ain't gonna handle it or treat it the same way you would.
They not.
At this day and age.
Because
now, you could try.
I think knowledge-wise, I think knowledge-wise, myself, DJ Tone, we have people in our crew that really know how to preserve and take care of a vehicle, but the problem is we will have to be hands-on and do it ourselves. And
I think the problem is y'all just want to do it for yourself.
Well, yeah, I mean,
no, man. We about making the money, man. We can branch off into the money, the business aspect of it. I'm all for it.
Right.
Inside of a whole crew, I'm sure y'all could figure out how to split them days up, and because it really only has to be one person on the site to oversee the labor.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, it was just a question.
That's a good question.
Yeah, we're gonna put that up there in our cloud.
Yeah, it was just a question.
That's a good question. But not to be a killjoy, but we can't all get on the podcast together.
Yeah, we can.
We can. I got a friend from back in the day, Timmy Peoples.
Oh yeah.
And Tim was the car guru. And his cars were just immaculately beautiful, the way that he knew how to fix a car up, and he was at the car wash every day.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't allow his cars to be dirty at all. Well, now he's a very successful. He transposed his love for cars, and he has 2 car washes that are doing very well. He has one here and one in Georgia.
That's sweet.
And
That's
they
nice.
doing very, very well. But I know it came from his love of cars.
His passion for the car.
Yeah, because I mean, you know, he like even back in the day, he was doing the 24 karat gold rims. You know, he
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean, and his cars would just be immaculately kept. And so when he opened his car washes, I said, "Oh, okay, that makes sense," because he's a car guy.
I got you.
Yeah, I think down down the line, I think that's something that would really be good for us because of our knowledge of the cars, a detail shop, or even a shop that just sell products.
That's true.
You know,
we just all gotta get on the same page with that.
It'll happen.
You know,
Right.
even our circle, all of us may not want that. So that's got to be something that we all want to do.
Yeah, that's
because
true.
you got to
That's
put
true.
that time in. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
That's
Got to be
true.
committed.
Yep, that's
Got to be committed. Mac, I know you probably can't see us right now because you just on the phone,
No.
right? But
Yeah.
you're gonna watch this show a little later, and I want you to see this truck.
Heck, you know.
You remember that truck? I know you remember that truck, man.
We gonna zoom in
That
on
that
a
truck
little bit.
right there was.
What did he show?
I'm showing the
my
truck off the
God.
cover of the album from
My
back in the
pickup?
day.
You showing my
Easy,
pickup
the
truck?
pickup.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
the drop.
pickup right there, the drop.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, wow.
Yeah, so
Yeah, that was one of my creations.
yeah, and so Glenn was talking about these type of trucks back in the day, and how they were a magnet for police. You know, and that truck and some of these other vehicles back then, you get pulled over, and you had the bang in the back. That's why the cover is over the back of the cab and all that. So I was just a blast from the past back there. So I was proving to the people that
But
we've
let
been
me say
doing
this
this
real
for a
quick,
long
E.
time.
We've been doing it for a long time. You just took it out my
Yeah,
mouth. Looking at the album
Man.
cover, they tell you we was doing this back in the 80s,
yeah,
man.
way back then. For
Way
a long
back
time.
then.
That was 88, 87. But
Yeah.
can I tell you a story about that truck?
Yeah, sure.
We were out of town. That the whole concept of that, I wasn't into that nothing, and nobody here had that type of truck.
Nah.
But we were in LA, and we saw a Toyota truck like that ride by us, and I said, when I get home, I'm gonna build me a truck like that.
Mm-hmm.
And me and another partner, he's not here now. He passed, but me and another partner, he built a Toyota version, and I built the Nissan version. And then all of a sudden, you start seeing people pop up with that truck, and
Everywhere.
even Angelo started cutting tops, and
Yeah,
he didn't even know how to cut tops. He just started cutting them.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Low. Shout out to Low.
Yeah.
So when you
Yeah,
built
shout out to Motor Inner City Cycles, Angelo.
Yeah.
when you built that truck, did you do it the right way? Did you do the reinforcement and all of that stuff after taking the top off of it?
Yes, we did, but it was a guy, Howard, actually built that truck, man. I just paid for the proceeds. Howard was located on Woodward in Ferndale.
Yeah, I used to go there. That's where I would get my spoiler kits and stuff from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he
Howard-
built that truck, man,
Yeah.
and they reinforced it.
We
And
made
because
Howard
I
a
was,
millionaire.
Yes,
yes, we all did. Howard had racehorses, man, and I'm quite sure we paid for those boys.
Oh, ain't no question.
Oh, yeah.
Cause-
We know
He had real like prime horses.
Back in those days, Howard I think he had an exclusive on BBS wheels.
He did.
I
He
think
had
so
an
too. I
exclusive
agree.
on 'em.
He did.
I agree with you, Glenn. I think so too. Yeah,
know-
but he turned me on to a lot of stuff. I could say Howard. I'm not gonna say I was the first, but I was one of the ones with the gold rims, and they were 24 karat gold plated. So I had that on my Acura. Howard did that car as well, so he knew about that. The car game. He was before his time in that car game.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
I saw a guy that I knew. I guess I don't even want to say how many years ago, but he told me that Howard had passed away.
Yeah, I went to the funeral.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I was real cool with Howard. Yeah, I went to the funeral. He had a house out like deep. I don't know. It's about 2 hours away from here, and he had a horse ranch and everything. But I actually went to the funeral, and I miss Howard, man. We had fun with him.
Yeah. No, Howard was a good guy. I mean, you know, there's even some situations that I know where the other folks was pressing Howard out to testify.
Yep.
Yeah, see.
In different
Yep.
cases.
Because Howard was seeing that money come through there.
Yeah.
He's seeing that money.
They were.
Howard said, "Listen, man, I'm in the car business. I don't know nothing else."
Right.
Yeah, you're
He
right.
stood up.
Howard was different, man, because racism was, you know, it still is how it is now. So Howard, you know, you could say he did what he did for the money he was making, but he really, as far as treating me, and I see you could say the same thing, man. He was a cool dude.
Well, I would be cool with anybody that's
Bringing me
spending
that
thousands
money
with
like
me
that.
every week.
That's what I'm saying, spending that kind of money, right?
Right.
Ain't lying.
With the quickness. So, Mike, thank you for calling in, bro. We appreciate you, man.
Yep.
This is going to be one of the things we talk about next week, so keep this on your brain. What's in a name?
Okay.
And I'm talking about nicknames. We all got them. Everybody got a nickname. How do you get that damn name, and what's in a name? So that's what we're going to talk about a little bit on the next show.
Yeah, how
and
you get that name, son, Mac?
Yeah,
Put that
so
on your list.
put that on. You got to tell us the definition of that. 'cause
I got a good story about that. It's a little. I guess it's for adult TV, but I got a story about that.
Okay, and as you know, I've had several different names. So yeah, we're gonna talk about the origin of these names, man, and what they mean. So
yeah, so you gonna tell the world where you got Easy from?
I had it before that other dude.
Yes, you did. You did have it before the other dude.
And that's what made me change it, because he came out and blew up, and I'm still making local records. So I said, let me change my name. Okay. All right, Mac. Have a good one, bro. We'll holler at you.
Yo,
Okay,
Mac.
man. Y'all be smooth. Y'all be smooth,
Get
man.
at you, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all join in on the conversation, 248-429-7224, BBS Boys Detroit. We talking about anything and everything today, but we always keeping the cards in the forefront. So I just mentioned to y'all about nicknames, and the people, if you didn't see that shot of that cover, you can see at the top, the name is different on there. That's Easy and Chill. That's two different people. So that'd be me, the Easy over there.
Let me see that. Zoom that on up.
Yeah, so it's one of those situations where it's funny. We was
That's
getting
back
money.
in the 80s, y'all.
Yeah,
That's
we're in
back
the 80s. We was still getting money and flexing and doing all that, you know. So it's always good to reminisce and talk about things, but we also must look forward. We got to move forward now and think about what we're going to be doing 5 years from now. I always try to tell people that have a 5-year plan. Think about what's on your mind as I'm moving into the business perspective of what we do here on BBS Boys Detroit. So I know we talked about a little bit a couple shows ago about owning property, right? And what that means and how you should go about doing that. And with the market now, and if you have some funds to the side, and you can be able to try to purchase, outright purchase a home and try to, refurbish it and fix it. We don't just want to refurbish cars and stuff. That's something you can drive. But a home is something that you can pass on to somebody else once you own that particular home. Or you can do what they call a flip, take the equity out of the house and do some other things with that. So folks out there, if you're interested in those type of things and you want to talk about them, give us a call. We can talk about that if you have any questions. Well, I've done that myself. I know my man Tony Tone has done a little bit of that himself. And we know some folks that have also experienced that and buying multiple homes and doing some things of that nature. So before we move on, I think we better pay some bills here, man. We better take care of a little something.
Somebody got to get paid.
Yeah, so we want to give a shout out to my man, Sam Curry, Tax Smart, 20318 Grand River. He's there for all your tax needs, man. It is tax season. As the end of this month comes to the end of the year, people getting those W-2 forms. You want to get all that information together and go see Sam, and and he can take care of your needs, man. That's right.
Tell him we sent you.
That's right. Tell him BBS Boys Detroit sent you on over there, and make sure that you give him that shout out, from us, y'all. That's right. Tax Smart. Go see Sam Curry, 20318 Grand River. All right, y'all. Let's get back to the topic at hand. I know people was laughing at me when I said I used some wheel locks all the way around, but to Sonny Mac's point, people have gotten creative. I remember when back in the day we used to use the what's that thing you put on the steering wheel?
Oh, the
club.
The club.
Man, I was cracking up the other day. I went somewhere and I saw somebody actually put one of them things on their steering wheel. And the last time I ever used one, I had a truck and I put it on the truck. And for me, what made me stop using it is I came out and the guy had then bust the window and was trying to saw the damn thing off, man. I didn't do what I could have done. I just busted him upside the head with it and he ran. But man, I should have, and you know what? I should have.
Let me tell you why I never used that club.
Yeah.
I had it one time and I had a Mustang convertible.
Okay.
And I went to the barbershop on 8 Mile. We all used to go to the same barbershop.
Mm-hmm.
Why, when I came out, the Mustang was gone.
The club was still there.
The club was still there.
See that? You know what I'm saying?
I said, man, this don't make. Why did I even have to get the club?
Hey, you even said though, it's so many creative ways for them to do stuff now,
sense, man.
Oh, just like on the news the other day. So that's why we don't worry about that with these foreigners, all this tricky stuff they got, the technology.
Yeah.
When they were talking about they putting those sensors, sticking them up under somebody's car, this is supposed to be something that you use if you lose your keys that come with the Apple Watch thing or whatever it is.
Oh, really?
It's a little thing that you put and you can attach it to your keys. So if you ever lose your keys, you can scan for it and it'll tell you where your keys at. It's a locator.
Okay.
So the crooks, they got creative where they was sticking them up under your car. Like you'd be out at the mall somewhere, this, that, and the other, and they walk past and boom, put it up under there, right? Like some old James Bond stuff. And then they track it later to find out where your house at.
Oh my goodness.
And they go there and get the car.
Wow. Technology.
Wow. Technology. And that's just like they were talking about them key fobs on some of them what you call them cars that be going real fast now. I forgot the name. Them Chargers and them them Hellcats.
Hellcats, Scat Cats.
Yeah,
whatever.
they got where they can reprogram the thing so they can get in. Because you wonder how they steal the car. They ain't got no key.
I hate them cars.
Me too, man. I'm not a big fan of those cars. They make too much noise. The noise. They make a whole bunch of noise, man.
Well, you know what? That's what you're telling me is meaning make sure you got full coverage insurance.
Yeah, you better. I mean, I don't even know why would a person not have full coverage insurance. And even when the insurance rates was extremely high, even when it was extremely high, I still had to pay for it. I'm still going to keep my vehicles fully covered just in case. You never know. If it's gone, it's gone, but I don't want to be out of, my loot. I didn't pay money for that car.
I've gotten to the point, man, where because I don't finance cars and stuff like that. I've gotten to the point now, man, where if it get towed up, it's towed up.
Go get another
I
one.
need another one.
Right, I got you.
Because, it was one thing when they paid you replacement value for your stuff.
Yeah.
Now they do all of this stuff
to not pay
you replacement value. You got to have an addendum to this and an addendum to that. And
then you got to use your homeowners.
Then your homeowners got to. I said, man, it's always been a racket.
Yeah.
But now it's just ridiculous. Yeah.
Oh, they ain't got, kind of crazy since they took that, Michigan. That's why you always see all the attorneys on the, commercial after commercial, it's attorneys. They was getting paid for that, what you call that? Well, that liability, whatever it was, when somebody get hurt and they got to pay them for the lifetime or whatever. So that's how them insurance companies, them attorneys were trying to get paid. So they used to call back in the day when somebody's house burned up. And you see these guys always come to the scene. They got trying to get them to, sign over their rights to do the fire chases, right? So now you got accident chases, and they out there just as bad. So you'll see them show up at the hospital or at the crime, at the scene of an accident or whatever, and they, call me such and such. And I'll see what I can do. Yeah,
but really,
that's what they got.
You're really just paying for insurance to have the privilege to drive now.
Yeah,
because they're not going. They're not going to give you what your vehicle is worth.
Right, that's true.
Back in the day, they used to have to pay us for everything.
Everything, sounds,
everything
that you could prove that you put into that car.
They got to pay you for it.
They had to pay you for it.
Right.
But now it's like you paying them not to pay you.
Right.
So guess what? If I wrap it around a tree or somebody take it, guess what? I got to figure out how I'm going to still come out cheaper going to get me another car.
Well, hopefully ain't nobody else involved in it because they're going to try to sue you. That's what they try to do. That's what the whole purpose of how they get you caught up and still trying to have some insurance, because the attorneys have made it as a money grab.
Yeah, but
so they could try to sue you.
All you got to do is have no fault.
Yeah, that's true.
That's all you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. That
But
covers you.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, when you really think about it, man, it's all good long as don't nothing happen.
Yeah.
But then when something happen, you see how much of a trick bag you really in.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's on all insurance, man. I had a tree fall on my house, and they was telling me all the stuff I need to do. I said, man, I don't give a damn about it. The tree fell on my house. Here go the picture. I've been paying y'all for I don't know how many years.
Fix it.
Fix my house.
You got to have a tree policy.
No, look, yeah. That's what they was trying to say. You gotta have a tree policy. I ain't tree nothing. Y'all better come take care of this. And then the DTE people was just as bad. So the tree fell and it snapped the wires and all that, right? So you can't do nothing. So they said, and the tree was laying on the house, but the wires was up under it.
They said you gotta get rid of the tree first.
They said, well, I'm like, y'all could just take the tree, cut it off to get it off the house, and I still gonna have the people come and take care of the rest of it. They're like, no, we gonna fix the wire. That part hanging on your house, you gotta call. We ain't messing with that. So they cut the wire, went around over the top of, because it was whole new wire.
Wow.
I'm like, damn, why y'all ain't just cut the
that
tree off the house?
That ain't our job.
That's what he was like. We don't do that. We don't take care of that. I'm like, man,
you had to have that tree policy.
Man, yeah, I got to take care of it. But then why 6 months later it fell again?
But you know what? That's so true.
It is.
Because my sub pump went out at my house. And a lot of y'all don't know what sub pumps is for the public. For the public,
right.
Yeah. But my sub pump went out. And I filed a claim, and they was like, well, you're really not underneath this. We're going to take care of you, but you're not underneath that program, the flood.
The flood policy.
I said, but I'm not in the flood zone.
But you got to have that flood insurance.
And I'm like, what the hell? And then they said, what about everything in my basement?
Right.
I said, I need y'all to pay for this shit. Excuse my language. I need y'all to pay for this. I have insurance for this. This is what I expect y'all to pay for. Well, we'll pay for it, but it's not new, so we're going to have to pay you what it's worth. I said, man, just give me my money. Let me do what I got to do.
Right.
But back to your point, Glenn, you got to have everything specified in your insurance claim.
Yep. You got to go through and read. I went through and read all that stuff and made some addendums.
Yeah, you have to have that.
Like you said. And to change some stuff, man.
My daughter was driving my car one time, and somebody broke the window out and took my laptop off the back seat.
Mm-hmm.
They told me, you got to file that under your homeowners.
Yeah.
I said, the laptop was in the car.
Yep.
You got to file that under your homeowners.
Right.
And we need a receipt.
It's just, it's just ridiculous, man.
Yeah. The changes they try to put you through with some of that, man.
That's crazy.
But that's, in a lot of cases, that's why you see people now just saying, whatever.
Yeah.
If I get a problem, I'll take care of it.
That's true.
Because that's pretty much what you're going to be doing anyway.
That's true.
But they pushed us to that limit. The insurance company pushed us to that.
Yeah, well, the state.
Yes.
Yeah, the state laws.
Yeah, the state allowed it.
Yeah. So, it's crazy.
So yeah, man, the weather's getting ready to break, man. We got the people, these cars. Well, soon enough. You think about it.
Man,
it's going to be March before you know it. And then around April is when everything starts to loosen up again. And once that starts to happen, all these cars that have been put up and been getting doctored on and cared for and all that different stuff. When we pull these cars out and start to drive around the city, we're hoping and I'm really thinking that it will generate some folks to get interested, if we haven't already been by watching our show, interested in some of the late 80s and early 90s automobiles. If that is your interest, you still need to hit us up at our page, which is bbsboysdetroit.com. And when you do that, you also can go on our _BBSBoysDetroit Instagram and hit us up there as well. DM us and let's talk about what you may be interested in. But when you go to the .com page, we got our merchandise there. We want y'all to purchase that. Coming soon for your wearing needs and for you an opportunity to sport some more gear. We got some new additions coming because, as I mentioned, the weather will change soon, and we're gonna get out there with some other merch. But for now, go grab you a BBS hoodie or skull cap while it's still cold outside. We about to reach some record low temperatures over the next few days, but I can tell you what, I'm gonna be warm, and so are my fellow BBS boys, Detroit fellas. We're gonna be warm, and for those who've already purchased merch, they're gonna be warm as well. We'd like for you guys to stay warm in our attire. But I can't wait, man. I can't wait till everything starts to loosen up outside and we get to drive around this city and make our presence known in person so you can see us. We want to be able to generate some positive energy around what we've been doing over the winter with our vehicles, and we anticipate the following starting to grow and get bigger. Also,
you know what we need? I don't mean to cut you.
No, go ahead.
We need to get us a transportation company.
You think so?
Yeah, or get somebody to link in with us so we can move cars from state to state.
We need to talk about that offline. We'll do that.
Yeah, we need
we'll
to
do that.
Like
We'll think about that. We can get cars moved from state to state.
Yeah.
We're going dolo from state to state.
Oh,
yeah. So yeah, we go think about doing some stuff like that, man. There's a lot of things on the table. We just got to sit down and put them together, man. And to Sonny Mac's plea to the fellas in the crew, let's come together and make some things happen, y'all. All for one and one for all as we do this BBS Boys Detroit thing. Now, also coming, we know you can hit us. You can hit us up on YouTube through Variant. This show is live, so you go through Vent Radio, and you can watch us live like you're doing right now. But in the near future, you'll be able to go get all of our episodes right straight from our YouTube page, and we'd like for you to like it when you go there. And subscribe to the page, man, so we can get those algorithms up, and do the same right here on Vent Radio. Let's get those algorithms up, because that equates to us being able to do more things and get more purpose out there for everybody as we talk about these cars and do what we do. So as we get ready to wind up, I'm interested if anybody has hit us up on the web, to talk to us right now. If you have any questions out there, or you just want to jump on the line real quick and give a shout out, you can do that at 248-429-7224. The origin of my name, and we'll end with that so we can pick up at the next show. But the origin of my nickname was E-Z. And the reason why it was that is because I'm an easygoing guy. I am. But we put the dash in there and put the Z on the end because we want you to understand it's not E-A-S-Y, because that is meaning somebody, in my opinion, could be considered like a pushover. That's when I was defining, when there was people trying to give me that name.
Well, I never looked at it like
but
that.
the Z makes it a little bit more extravagant, meaning that I'm an easygoing guy until you press the wrong button. And when you press that button, then it is no longer E, it's straight to the Z, which is the last letter in the alphabet. So you done took me there. So that's what that is. So that changed after I stopped recording music and doing stuff like that. And we took the Z off and just put man. So it became E-Man. And so on the license plate of one of my cars way back in the day, it was E-Man. So that lasted for a little while until I got to be, in my 30s, and I was like, man, I don't want to be called nothing but E. So then it went to that. And then that lasted for a long time, and my fellas would just call me E, and some people still do to this day. And then after that, it is now what it currently is, E-double or E-double-A, which is on my license plate on my Cadillac. And the E-double-A is, E is for my first name, A is my middle name, and A is for my last name. So E-double-A. So people call me E-double. So that's the origin of all my names. And I can take you way, way back to when I was in Chicago. They used to call me this. And just for my fellas out there in Chicago who remember, they used to call me Dobe. And the reason why they called me Dobe was almost similar to the reason why people were calling me E-Z. A Doberman is a loyal dog, very loyal, this, that, and the other. But if you mess with him the wrong way, he gonna turn on you and he gonna get you. So they used to call me that way back in my youth. They used to call me Dobe, and some of them still do when I go back there now. From the south side of Chicago, better known as Dobe, D-O-B-E, like a Doberman, short. They cut it like that. So I'm from the Jeffrey Manor out there in Chicago, y'all. So for those of y'all who are familiar with the Chicago area, you know what that is and you know what that's like. So, for the next show, come prepared to talk about your nickname because everybody got one and where you got it from. The original.
Over again on our next show.
I can do that.
Okay.
I can do that. Okay. You know, I got the gift of gab, and I think that's why I'm sitting behind this red microphone right here because I can do that.
I'm
you know
so damn confused after that. I don't know.
There was a good explanation.
I don't know what to call him, but E.
There you go.
I'm dizzy over here.
Yeah, it's a lot of names, man. It's a lot of names. Everybody got them though. Everybody got. You ain't had no nickname. You ain't had no nickname, man. Nobody just always
G.
Called
Come
you
on, G.
He ain't gonna say.
No, I mean, I literally have never had one.
Okay.
What? Nobody called you G like I just did. Hey, what's up, G?
You know, I think for a period, with me, I think it changed over the years. It went from Young Glenn to Lil Glenn.
It was always Glenn in it though, right?
But it was always my name, you know. I don't know. You know, in some cultures, you know, they frown upon having nicknames.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But ever since I was a kid, man, I've even named people that still got their nickname.
But I think that's an interesting topic.
Yeah, very much so. Where it come from, huh?
Yeah, because you know, that's gonna be the challenge, I think, for you. This coming week is finding out where it originated from.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm gonna ask. What do you mean? Just the whole thing for giving people nicknames?
Yeah.
A lot of it come from like when you think about it back when you was I mean, not even just in my family, just in general families when the parents were having stuff over and you were a little fella and somebody, an uncle or somebody call you something and then it stick. And that's what they call you from here on out. You know.
But some of them come home from the hospital with it.
Yeah, with a nickname already.
We gonna call him Boogie.
Yeah, something like that. Y'all remember? Y'all old enough to remember the cartoon characters Heckle and Jekyll, right?
Yeah.
And there was a character on there named Ho Crow.
Yep.
I named the nigga that.
Oh shit.
In Chicago, he still go by that. His name is still Hope. He still call him Ho Crow. Wow. That's funny. Giving out nicknames to people isn't funny.
Nicknames too,
yeah. So it's a very interesting topic, man. It was just something I was thinking about. A lot of times it just come off the top of the head, y'all. And we had a conversation. So, we try to stay focused on the vehicles, but we also try to get out there and just have fun in our general conversation. And I appreciate it when y'all call in and join in on that conversation because we like to hear what y'all thinking as well. Shout out to all the other chapters that carry the BBS Boys name, but there is only one and only BBS Boy, Detroit. So make sure when y'all looking for us, you put that Detroit behind it and you really gonna run into us. Other than that, you're gonna run into some of our other fellas out there doing their things, but we wanna be specific to us when you're looking for us. So with that being said, y'all, we wanna give y'all nothing but love and peace. And keep grease on those wheels. You know what I'm saying? BBS Boys Detroit out.
20 vision, I want all the loot. 2020 vision, I want all the loot. I'm talking Beamer all clean, fit too mean, finger all shiny on my baby's diamond ring. I was on a high till I caught onto the scene. Swear I lost my heart when I fell in love with things. Rookie year went broke like Jalen Rose. Got the price, sold my soul to